There you go. Yeah, yeah, yeah. We're on live. We're on live. We're on live.
Okay, go ahead.
All right, let's go.
Go ahead.
Once again, good evening, good afternoon. Again, I go by the name of Sergeant Montgomery. Welcome to the podcast of Action Require Media. Happy Sunday. Please share and like our show. We are also on YouTube. Type Action Require Media on YouTube. And we are also on Facebook. Please share and like our show. Happy Sunday once again. Let me say hi to my panelists here. Um, Let me say hi to my panelists. Panelists, please let's do a quick sound check. So I will start from CEO. See, how are you?
I'm doing wonderful. Can you hear me?
I can hear you. I can hear you. Thank you. Thank you. So I will start. I will go with my brother Edwin Paul. This is not your greeting. I just want test.
Present.
Thank you. Thank you. And let me go to Dr. Wallow. Dr. Wallow, how are you, sir?
I'm doing great. Happy Sunday.
Happy Sunday.
President.
And let me go to my brother who is will be doing his debut appearance on the Action Require Media. Ladies and gentlemen, I would like to present to you one of the original founder of this podcast in Mr. Musa McGill. Mr. McGill, welcome and how are you, sir?
Greetings to everyone. How are you guys doing?
We are all great. We are all great. We are all great.
Doing
Once
wonderful.
again, let me say hi. I know you all saw the talking point in our chat room, but before we start, I would like to go to our senior reverend here, Dr. Wallo. I hate to put you on the spot, but you're a soldier, so you're always ready. Please open us with a word of prayer, sir. Thank you.
All right, let us pray. Father, we thank you. We give you praise. We give you glory. We want to thank you, Lord. We are nothing without you. We are blessed to be called your children. We want to thank you for today's discussion. We pray, Lord, as we discuss our discussion, Lord, we provide information, um, inspiration for the listeners. And Lord, our discussion will make our country a better place for us and for posterity. Want to thank you, want to bless you. We give you all the glory for our leaders, President Boakai, Vice President Kuhn, Speaker Richard Kuhn, Pres- uh, President the Pro Tempore Yomi Kakan Lawrence, and all of our leaders. We want to thank you for them. We want to bless you. We give you all the glory. Thank you, Lord, for where you are taking Liberia. We bless you now. We honor you. In the name of Jesus, we pray, amen.
Amen. Amen. Thank
Amen.
you, Reverend Dr. Wallo. Again, I remains to be your host, Sergeant Montgomery, our CEO. Thank you for showing up. He's actually in Liberia. CEO, holla, bro.
There's a low echo from you there.
Yeah, from me, right? Yeah, I can hear it. I think it's
I think.
mine.
Are you playing? Are you playing something?
No, nothing is on. Is
It's not coming from the yellow box. It could be something playing in the back.
no, I have nothing
Are you Are
playing.
you watching the show as well?
No, no, I'm not. I'm not. I've not gone
Are you
to it
watching
yet.
the show?
I'm you doing everything from the YouTube.
Oh,
Yeah, so let everybody mute.
I think the sound is coming from the
Yeah,
camera. No, it's coming from the camera that is plugged in into.
nah, my
You
camera
got
is
a
good
microphone,
here.
right? No, no.
My mic, my
Okay,
mic
no.
is good. All right, it's good now, right?
All right, Skibby.
All right,
Yeah.
yes, you.
No, it's still echoing. That's
Well, I
fine.
don't hear any echo. Can you
Go ahead.
hear any echo? You hearing it, Musa?
Go
No,
ahead,
no, it's
Skibby.
okay.
Yeah, I'm not hearing
Oh, yeah.
anything from my end.
It's okay. It's better.
All right, again, let me apologize to our viewers here. We're having a little technical issue, but please share and like our show. Share and like the show. CEO, bring us greeting. Then we follow by Edwin, Dr. Wallo, then Musa. Let's do it in that sequence.
All right. All right. Thank you, brother. Thank you. You did an awesome job to be able to handle the technical difficulties we were facing earlier. I just want to greet my fellow panelists, brother Edwin Saipor, Dr. Archibald B. Waller, and brother Musa Miguel. Guys, I'm over here in the motherland having some pretty good time here. Again, I heard you guys are having some storm weather over there, bro. But I'm over here enjoying the motherland, the heat. But I like it. Again, I bring you greetings. Let's enjoy the show.
Thank you, Brother Paul.
Thank you guys. Happy Sunday, everyone. My name is Edwin Siport Jr. I'm a writer, also a co-founder on here. I'm excited to discuss the topics that we have at hand today. A little bit cold, but hopefully I can. My coffee will spark some fire in me. Thank you.
Dr.
That's what's
Walu.
up. That's what's up.
Hello, everybody. Again, it's a great pleasure to be here, and I'm looking forward to the discussion points. And I hope you follow us, share our show, and send us your feedback, and we will try to respond accordingly. But it's good to be here. Thank you.
Mr. Miguel, welcome.
All right, greetings, guys. Uh, Definitely, it's been long coming since the beginning of the show, but I'm glad to be here. Glad to have some good, and fruitful discussions with you guys concerning our great motherland and things that, that we can impact through our discussions here and how we can help our people. But greetings to everyone as well on the panel. Definitely to the CEO for all the job, all the great work he has done. I've been keeping up. I've been absent, but I've been, but I've been keeping up. So glad to be here. And special greetings
Thank you,
also
brother.
to Dr. Wallow.
Thank you.
Thank you, Musa.
Thank
Good to have
Thank
you.
Thank you. Once again, welcome to the podcast of Action Required Media. I remains to be your servant, Leo Montgomery. So, guys, so the topic. Let's go straight into it. Time is fast spent, but let's start with the this whole recent counter meet, and I'll start with Dr. Wallow here. And you're a former striker, former player, the man who play a game too. But Dr. Wallow, what would you say in your own perspective, right? What has been the benefit of this county meets? What has it benefited our country in its entirety?
Well, first, let me appreciate you for pointing out that I used to be a very good player. Uh, people, pe- people that knew me then, they will attest to it. My dream was to play for our national team, to play pro soccer. But it is a common saying that goes that a man proposes and God disposes. So we here, but on the question, you know, um, soccer or sports is one of the things that Liberian youth look forward to. I mean, you see our young people gather in our local video clubs in Liberia, just to watch the European team play. They, even if they don't have much, they will share, they will have fun. The European soccer bring a lot of young people together, supporting their various teams.
Yeah.
Um, for sports, for Liberians and Africans, we love sport, we love soccer, right? But specifically for Liberians, we admire good football, we admire good soccer. And the county meet is one of the sporting event in Liberia that is well watched. I was looking at statistics. I think it was recorded that the Gon County meet 1.5 million people either listen to it by radio or watch it through live streams, various platforms. So you can get a sense that soccer or sport is one of the things that bring people together. I remember during the war, most especially the war, I think it was World War II or World War III, the Lone Star of Liberia was playing, and there was Lord Rebel, and the government were fighting. But when Lone Star got on the pitch to play, there was ceasefire. Everybody was listening to the game. Everybody was cheering on the Lone Star of Liberia to win, right? And I remember Lone Star scored a goal, and you could hear the noise from every quarter of Liberia, right? The county meet is like Lone Star playing because people have the opportunity to be able to support their various counties. Leaders will come together, they will support their team, but they will wear their county colors, and they will go out and support the county. So one of the benefits that I see about the county meet is the unity it provides for Liberians, right? Liberians come together. Even Liberia is our common patrimony, but to be able to support your county against another county in a joyous mood, in a well organized competition, I
Mm.
think it's good for the country. But to go further than that, I think the content needs shouldn't just. I think the unity part of it should be intentionally done. I think it should be the purpose. Okay, we should work harder to achieve that purpose. Okay, but then also the content should be used to also spike or identify talent. Our national league is poorly organized because we don't have a sporting activities in the country. But the county meet shouldn't just bring, national players. It should bring fresh players. It should identify talents that we can develop, to put into our domestic leagues so that we will be able to build a league. There are so many places in the world that the football is not just a sport; it's a career, right? People get rich from football. And our country is already suffering from job creation. Soccer or sport can be used as a means of creating jobs for young people because there are people that are talented. I mean, so when I was growing up, I wanted to play professional football. Okay.
Thank you.
And people could tell me, they say, look, young man, if you put your heart to this, you will really go far. Okay. I used to be good. Ask people that know me. I used to
Thank
be
you.
that good.
Thank
Yeah,
you. Thank
so,
you.
so
Thank you.
we can use the sport meet, we can use the county meet and sport in laboratory to achieve a lot. But those are the two things that I think we can see as a benefit from the county meet.
Thank you. CEO, same question. What's the benefit?
Yes, I think Pastor Wallace said it all, and I'm not gonna be trying to repeat the same thing. But maybe you can just summarize it. I think the benefit of the county meet
Uh, I think CEO is having some good time along with the weather. It is the network. But let me go to Edwin. Edwin, you're a big fan. You're a big player too. You support her. Tell me about the county meet, my man. What's the benefit?
Well, I always liked soccer. Never play on the level at Dr. Waller played, but everybody that grow in Liberia, you play free time ball or something. So, but if you're a politician always align with sports because they use it as a rejuvenation, whether it's basketball, or soccer, or whatever. And the sport is very good for your spirit, uplifting. You can use it as a metaphor and things for you to jumpstart, coming from behind, things like that. So I love sport. It uplifts your spirits. It's uniting. So I really do. But with the situation over there, I think the county league thing is a little bit corrupted because now they allow you to buy players across different county. You don't necessarily have to come because if the people are actually coming from the county, then it would just be between Grand Crew and Grand Gila or the other pool all the time. Because the Nimbayans, they don't have that many talent like that. So, but because you can, if you got more money, you can buy cross players. It never used to be like that. And also, as Dr. Waller mentioned, I said on the other show, you can create economic out of thin air. I mean, Iowa, one of the economic is college football, believe it or not. So we have all the talents in the country. I would say what a waste. We have all the talents in the country. We haven't been able to set up the team in a way where it can be profitable, and, with the maybe 1.5 million people watching all these things. Um, we don't really have a really good tracking system. It could be more, but you can turn that into an economic, ladder and pedestal all around the grid for youth. But we have the wrong leaders in place. We're not going to politicize soccer. But anything about soccer, I like it, except for the part that everybody is, buying talent cross county. I don't like that part because it's also be completely competitive based on where you're from. So
Mm.
because everybody got our strength in our country, but we know for sure who the real ballers are in the country. And then it just spend the other way nowadays because if you got more money, you can do stuff. But I've been to all the boroughs, you get call me in private school or whatever, but I've been to Nuku Town and see all these games more than everything. So I know what the ballers are. So all that thing, it kind of look a little
Where
bit
the borders
fictitious
are?
when you see
I know, right?
they crew people. You got to crew the Krupo side. That's only three real ballers over there. The Krupo number one, Bazolin, and you go to Grand Gita a little bit. And then before everybody else can come in. You looking for defender, you go to Lofa County. We know what the ballers are. We know what the real ballers are. All of a sudden, you see them buying, living on the trophy. Are you kidding me, bro? And so like this is look fake to me, but I still love it because you need sport to uplift the morale of the country. Unfortunately, we don't have people to lead a zeal in the country to kind of put this kind of situation to lift people at least for once. But yeah, you need sport. I like anything about
Close
sport.
the
I
door.
don't have time to watch sport a lot, but I really do. I like it. I don't have anything bad to say against it.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. You know what? All the ballers say, I need to come to you. Brother McGill, I know you love the sport as well. I see you play myself. Me, you play once upon a time. And having been following Liberian sports and the county meet, what in your opinion, what has it benefited our country, my man?
Well, I haven't kept up much with the
The county
county
meet.
league in recent years. However, the benefit of sports overall, um, the number one key benefit of sport is, like everyone has said already, is bringing people together. You bring a bunch of crowd together, and it kind of unites people because sports have that feeling where you have either a rivalry or a unity. So you have a group of people that like a certain team, and of course the other people that like the opposite team. So that it kind of brings people together where they may disagree. However, in the end, there's a winner, and everyone celebrates in the end. Now, the benefit of the county league, or what the benefit should be in Liberia, it should be where it can enhance, first of all, our national team. Recently we just had African Cup of Nations, right? And I really didn't keep up until towards the end that I, you know, realized that it was actually ongoing. But at one point in time, Liberia had a great, almost unchallengeable team, and I believe we can still get there. But it's through this county league that can happen if we are, enhancing our players, if we are, promoting our players and promoting young folks to join the sport, and helping them through the process of growth, so that they will have the aspiration that if I do well in this league, I can move up to the next level. I mean, look at the MLS, look at all of the other leagues across the world. This is how it works. They if you look in places like Spain, you have their local leagues that actually help support their national team. In the end, they build up a national team that is very combative, is able to go out there and perform excellent. So I believe the benefit of the county league is to build, our players. And like Dr. Waller pointed out earlier, it's also an economic benefit. The more we enhance the sport, the more we promote the sport, we can actually gain from an economic standpoint by, bringing in funds, and there's a lot of things that we can do in America. Here we do commercials. Look at the NFL, for example. Let's just do something simple. Look at the NFL and how much money comes in per commercial during the NFL. Maybe let's say the Super Bowl. How much money is paid just for a 30-second commercial? Millions of dollars. The NFL gains so much, and so they're able to support the economics of the country. That's how economics work, is by different supporting systems coming together to support the overall GDP of your country or the overall growth of your country. But I think that's something that Liberia can look at. Liberia has great potential when it comes down to sport. Really great potential. It's just, are we utilizing that for the growth? You
Thank
know.
you. Thank you. Well said. Once again, ladies and gentlemen, let me say thank you for staying tuned, whether via social media or YouTube, of course. But please share and like our show. This is the podcast of Action Required Media, where I remains to be your host for the day. CEO has traveled and I stepped in again, Sergeant Montgomery here. Please share and like our show. We are on the topic of the recent county meet. Again, let me congratulate Nimba County for uplifting the trophy. But let me just give him my 2 cents here. Like everyone, all of my fellow panelists has alluded to, sports unifies a country, sports bring the people together. But on Liberia post-war, everyone, after all the different faction laid down the different weapons, the next go-to was the sports to unify the country. After almost 24 years of civil war, have we really utilized in sport, in this case, soccer, football, manakana, rifle, and ball? Have we used it to the benefit of uniting our people, or has this sport really further divided us? And I ask this question to say, some of us who have been behind the scene, supporting teams, again, it happens everywhere. It happens everywhere. But this tribal sentiment, right, where we will leave a game, then the whole stadium is destroyed. You leave a game, the bucket seats of a stadium. What's the unifying factor in that? Because what happens is now the referee is looked at, and I'm coming. I'm going to a specific game that will play. I think it was between Lofa County and Bakbolu, as tend to be corrected. But one of those games ended in a serious fight where they literally had to hide the ref, and now you find either the Babulu people saying, oh, the Lothian cheated because the president from there. So that's where my mind is. I'm trying to figure out what's the benefactor here. Because now, after county meet, everybody go back home, nothing else. You hear of nothing else. The enthusiasm, the energy, the excitement that one will go to SKD with, or used to go to SKD with, is not there. Even our local leagues. One of the finals is attempted to be played at the SKD or sometimes some of the other games. But even ATS, bless you if you find 11 people watching it. So it's the effect has even affected our national team. Because what I'm looking at, if every year we are playing county meet, how many players have we been able to extract that is been able to represent Liberia on a more national scale? So I just want one more minute, because this is very passionate to me, and then we can go back to the next topic. I mean, in that lens, given the different scenario, whether it benefit, whether we should stop it, whether we should continue it, but is it really helping, or is further dividing us? Dr. Wallow, please just use 1 minute, and we'll go around the table with that. Dr. Wallow, you are muted. Okay, let me go to CO while I wait for Dr. Wallow. CO, I guess you heard me.
Yeah, I'm here.
Yeah,
Yes.
what's your
All right.
opinion?
So, sorry guys, I know I had some issue earlier. I think your point you made is clear, and then the point Brother Musa made was excellent. Everybody made an
Be
excellent
audible a
point.
little bit, please.
I think everybody make an excellent point. But what I would say here, um, I hope it don't be disturbing. But honestly speaking, sometimes and it's disturbing to see us using soccer as a means to unify us while it is destroying things like you said, destroying properties. That shouldn't be a reason why we should be, we should have a soccer meet. And again, um, has it done anything better for Liberia as a whole? All the funds raised, has that money gone into any kind of arena where is there to develop or reestablish or maybe create something new, like a newer stadium or something like that, or maybe invest that money into youth and sport? We don't know. We haven't seen the evidence yet. Um, with that being said, I think we need a new management to manage the county meet or maybe the youth and sport, and see how best it can bring in more
Thank you.
funds and how we can mainly is to extract players that will represent Liberia on international stage, not just in a county meet stuff. And I can bet you this, right? And I was telling you some other guys all the time, there is no way Liberia representation at the African Cup of Nations. There is no team in the African Cup of Nations that Liberia would have drew with. Even if Liberia, there is no possible Liberia would have taken 2 goals. They might have taken 5 or 7. Okay,
One
depending on
minute, one minute. Thank you. Thank you. I hope Dr. Wallace is ready for just to chime in 1 minute based
Yeah,
on
yeah,
the
yeah.
different scenario that are laid.
I'm ready. Thank you. So just a quick correction. Uh, the county meet is once every year, so
Yeah.
you cannot use the county meet for developing your national team. Okay, but you can use your domestic league, right? If our domestic league was strong, the domestic league teams could spark players from the county members, especially the newer players, because for the county meet, even the players that play in the domestic league also play in the county meet, right? And my brother Edwin was saying why Nima County, Nima County is not known for football. Well, the county
I wasn't talking to myself.
yeah, the county that has a lot of support, the players flock to that county. Okay, I would rather see, the county build its team from players from the county, right? For us to actually have, a better representation of the counties. But you crewman, you go play for Nima County, Bazaman go play for Lofa County, right? Depending on the kind of support you have. That's why, it's kind of really, really hard for you to even see Maserati make, a lot of progress in county meet because, Maserati kind of is the combinations of all of the counties combined, right? But I would like to see, the county recruit players from the county itself to represent the county. But on a larger scale, we need to develop our national league,
Thank you.
right? We need to develop our national league, like, uh, other people have pointed out that in other countries, that domestic leagues, they are providing millionaires because they commercialize their league, right? They put a lot of money into it. They developed the league, and now the league is giving a huge dividend for their national league. Look at it. Look at the African Cup of Nations. Most all the African teams that I saw, they all improved, and these were teams that Liberia used to beat, right? They are all improved. There was no underdog in the African Cup of Nations. Liberia need to wake up to that, right? If we love something, we should be able to put our money into it. And right now, we are not developing, but we are not developing soccer, for it to help our national league. And as long as we still on this path, our national league will always disappoint us. Even though we want them to win, but they cannot produce that result because we are
Thank you.
not giving them what they actually need.
Thank you. Let me go to my brother who brought in the Nimba County factor. Edwin,
Hey, I don't want to be in trouble. I'm very close to Nima. I'm close to the sun, so
redeem yourself.
I'm very, very close. I'm very, very close to Nima County, so I don't. I was just stating what I saw. So if
Yeah,
they need
you're right.
buying, you don't come for me, bro. Yeah, but Dr. Waddle, Brown, Montgomery, and my brother here, we will be saying all of these things, right? Everything that you guys are saying is making sense. Everything do not have to be politicized, but we're lacking leadership in key division in our country for centuries. Because when you create a hierarchy of good leadership, then you can see your outbursts of entrepreneurship into these things that we're talking about. Instead of county meetings, you'll be talking about schools going against schools. They will have an intercollegiate leagues where they'll be paying to go enter. You can even when we used to have the high school league, it was even more popular than the county league. But you don't have an economy. So if the leadership is down, everybody is just trying to pin the car. We're trying to pin this car. The engine is bad. We're just trying to pin this car. We're putting all kind of wheels and rims on it. No oil in the car.
Yeah.
That's exactly what we're doing. I hate to sound so political when it comes to you say just common soccer, but no, the vision of the country when Ghana and started improving when the vision changed. You look at all the French speaking country in Africa over there. Most of the best players come from the Quad speaking group. We got a Quad speaking group. As I just told you, the evidence, the ballers are in the Quad speaking group in Liberia. Like you see the crew, Basso, Cry and stuff. You
Yeah.
go to Senegal, it's the same deal. Then all the people from the Quad speaking group. In Africa, it's the same thing. So we got natural ballers over there. But the country vision is messed up. Senegal got better vision. Cote d'Ivoire got better vision. All the people got better vision. Until we fix our vision, nothing will be fixed. Nothing. We just keep pitting the car outside or driving on the bar oil on the car, the engine bad. That car got to catch on fire. We just be saying all this side stuff. We can't build anything for this side. We got to redirect the country vision. Then everything will be an outburst. We
Thank you.
have stars. We can create millionaire in our country. We can. I 100% believe we can create millionaire with all the talents that we have. But we need to change the country's vision. Until we do that, we'll just be cheap talking here until Jesus comes.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Well said. 1 minute, Mr. McGill. Mr. McGill. The same thing. What do you think? On mute.
Sorry, sorry. I mean, like everyone has already said it. This is clear. I like what brother
Edwin.
Edwin just said.
Edwin.
He made a very clear comment on, how, because our nations are slightly different from for example, from the Western world, how the Western world thinks. The Western world, everything is privatized. So sporting is privatized, where there are private companies that handle it and grow the sport, and also they grow the foundation for the sport, by supporting um, the lower end of that sport. For example, like he said, in high school, when I was in high school, NFL players used to come, because I played American football in high school, and NFL players used to come to our field, and then sometimes some of them that were from our state, from New York, they would come down there and just to hang out with the team, sign some autographs, stuff like that, and it made us proud that like we wanted to be like them. That's something that's built up on the sports, because that tendency doesn't seem to work. I mean, doesn't seem to exist in Africa. Well, in Liberia, let me not say Africa, because I know other countries in Africa are actually doing stuff like that. So, if we want to grow the sport, and we want to have the sport to be beneficial to everyone within Liberia, we need to create an atmosphere of benefits. Um, that meaning that we have to either have people who are already on the national team, enhancing and speaking to the younger generation, trying to encourage them to, to tell them that, hey, you know where I'm at right now, you can be there one day, and like I said, in all of this, there is an economic factor. You have to look at it that if I'm doing good now, maybe I can, some younger kid can look at me and see that I'm doing well with my life and might want to embody that same mindset to get to that level so where they can do also the same thing that I'm doing today and be able to achieve those same goals. I don't see that in Liberia. In everything in Liberia, I really don't see that in many different aspects where people aspire to inspire someone else to gain the same level that they are. It's just like I want to be here and I want to be here forever. And, and that's it. I don't care how who else will come after me. And that mentality is something that I see that we need to work on because if we do that, then the sport have a benefit.
Yeah.
Then the county league and all these things have some sort of significance to it besides just being a place where people go and gather and scream for their team. You know.
Thank you.
There is no mentorship.
Yeah,
Yes.
thank you. I mean, well said. Well said by everyone. My only issue here is with I like to see what's the end game. Is it beneficial? Otherwise, then you disband it and focus on something. Because again, post-war. Okay, let's look at civil war. What war did we fight? It was a tribal war. We fought tribal war. So since post-war, after the war, right? What has been that mechanism that has been put in place to say, you know what? We have to pass war now. Let's build on healing. For which we have churches are doing the best, whether you get the Muslim community, and then but Liberia, first of all, the first religion in Liberia is put before you come to Christianity. The first religion, as a matter of fact, in Africa, is put before any other church or Muslim. So after the war, this is my disappointment, and I was speaking to one of the hierarchies at LFA. What is the messaging before the Nations Cup? I believe every county that is represented, whether you represented or not, there has to be this nationalistic message, this unifying message. My people, like Dr. Wallo said, it's once a year, oh, let's go and heal the country. Even though you're representing Bapolu, but you're Liberian. Enter that league as a Liberian. Leave from there, being able to have 10 Nimbales as a friend. So that when you go back to Bapolu, you have a Nimbale family. Let's heal. I would think that, and I hate to sound this way, I have not seen the really benefit. Again, it comes to leadership, far-sightedness. And I was on King's radio on Friday, and I was speaking not on this topic, but I was speaking on leadership. You know, Dr. Wolomi, you spoke on something yesterday, and just in hindsight, thinking about it, I say America will stand to be the greatest country. I'm not comparing, but when you learn from your mistake, you are able to solve issues for the future. What do I mean? Dr. Wallaby, you spoke, and I told you, I said, in 2001, they said that Durham experienced a vast power outage on the ice rain. My fear is if power goes out, we'll be flying to shelters. What did you tell me? You said it will not happen again, the power outage. That's what you said to me, Dr. Wallo. You know what I said to me? Leadership. Or leadership that can see, that is far-sighted, is able to solve issues of tomorrow. 2001, this city was devastated. Musa and everybody were here. For which I had to drive my mom to Atlanta. Today, the same ice rink is here, electricity. The leaders of yesterday saw the problem of today. So it was solved. And now we are not there yet. Let's go back to Liberia. We come every year, we go to SKD, but the more rhetoric of referee buying games, no, trust me, these things happen even at Barcelona and whatnot, right? But these countries are built. But Liberia, a player will go sell his playing ID because he say he injured, because he know he's the star player, but he not collect money from the other team. It happens. But what's the end game in the tribal healing? I have not seen that. So let's go to the next topic. But I hope you all understand where I'm coming from with that.
But Pastor Kraman, before we go to the next topic,
Yes, sir.
I think Brother McCabe and Brother Edwin, they pointed out something very important.
Yeah.
But most especially what Brother McCabe said about food being privatized in America here. Okay, and Edwin and I on this platform we have advocated, we have cried, we have yelled. Even if we had a voice, we're going to sing it in a song.
You'll be coming from the
That
comments specifically, and we can't do that.
our economy does not have a strong sector. So you don't have people in Liberia that can say, well, I will take over this thing and build this thing, right? And that is our problem. Even the economy, who are people, who are those that support the economy? Just fewer businesses, but majority of the people that support the economy are all politicians.
Yep.
Everything is politics, right? And you know what? Politicians do things to get a political benefit. They want to win the next election. So they don't do it for durability. They do it to win the next election. And that's why things are still the way they are in Liberia, because we make political decisions. We don't make decisions for impact. We don't make decisions to build an economy, to build a system, to build an institution. Everything is just politics. And if we continue on that path, things will continue to be the way they are. Content is just for the pleasure, nothing else. We yell, we sing, we cheer our teams. After that, we'll go back to square zero. Nothing is built, nothing is established, no system in place. We come right back the next year, we start all over again, and that's all we do. Nothing else. And that is the same mentality we take to our domestic league. That is the same mentality we take to governance in the country.
Yep.
Everything we are just like that, and it has to change. So what Brother Mike said and Edwin pointed out, those are the facts. Okay, and I'm hoping that Liberians we can wake up and try to do something different, because if we will continue to do the same thing, we should expect the same result. And the result we have gotten is not good enough for our country.
Thank you. Thank you. Let me stay with you. Let me stay with you on this new next topic here. And for me, when it comes to the house, but we saw the latest saga at the house, the Capitol building, the House of Rep, right? Uh, um, all of a sudden, the guys are in session. It must have been Tuesday or Thursday. Power went off. They were there to sign a major deal at Salamita. When we look, all of a sudden, electricity is off. The guys come back and pass a deal. Dr. Wallo, I want you to use 2 minutes to speak on our whole play. And I'll be the last to speak on this because I'm going to be very political on this. Dr. Wallo.
Yeah, thank you. That this is the scenario that I will cite our conversation that you cited earlier,
Yeah.
right? Of what happened in 2020 and what happened in 2001.
Yeah.
And I told you that it happened in 2001. The people have learned from it. They have put mechanism in place. They have put a system in place so that when
Right.
it
Right.
happens, it will not have the effect that it had in 2001. That's what we don't do. Okay, we don't learn from our problems. We don't learn from our mistakes. That's why we keep repeating them. The power outage that you saw, it was not the first. In fact, it was the third in just 2 or 3 weeks.
Yeah.
Why it keep happening? Because we're not learning. We don't solve problems. Okay, and it happens at the seat of our governance, of the seat of our government, at the Capitol building. That's where it happens, where our leaders are assembled, where national decisions are made. Now, just think about it, Pastor Kroma. If a decision was being debated that Liberians were hoping on, Liberians were waiting on their leaders to get a decision that will have a national impact or a national effect, and there is no electricity. Do you know how many people will be affected by that? Do you know how many families will be affected by that? But they don't care. They don't. As long as they and their families are doing okay, they don't care. All of those people that you saw at that Capitol building that was seated in that darkness, when they go home, there's light at home.
Yep.
Their generators have gasolines in it because they have been provided with gas slips. They're not going to sleep in darkness. But the ordinary Liberians are the ones that will sleep in the dark, are the ones that will not have water, are the ones that will be affected. So they don't care. So there are a few things I saw, with that situation. Number one, it's an embarrassment.
Yep.
That is the quality of leadership we have. I heard the former speaker saying that not that these things did not happen during my leadership, but I used my personal money to gas the standby generator. Why you have to use your personal money? You are running a country. That is a national embarrassment for that entire institution. That is the seat of our government. And we see that happening. Right? But Pastor Kumar, besides that, it poses a threat to our democratic governance. As I stated earlier, what if you were talking about the debate they were debating about Salamita stuff,
Yep.
stuff like that. They were also talking about what we talked about previously concerning adding additional districts to the non-existing districts. They were also debating that when that happened, right? How can a government be functional in darkness? They already don't have enough days they work. Okay, out of the 5 days they have during the week, they only meet down there 2 times a week. And the 2 times they meet, there is power outage going on. So they are not actually doing anything. And we are paying these people. We are paying them huge amount of money. Money they were dead make in the private sector. But that's what we are paying them. And they are doing nothing. Nothing to that. It's a complete embarrassment. Look, we don't have leaders. We have politicians. We don't have leaders. And that is the reflection. And that you saw down there, that you saw. It's not just, don't just look at it. You don't just look at, there is no light or there is no elixir, okay? But look at the neglect. Look at the don't care attitude. Look at look at the fact that our leaders don't even have a problem solving skill. Simple things. They don't even have that. But yet they are national leaders. We should look up to
Thank
them.
you.
People look at our country, they say our country is not serious because our leaders are not serious. It's a shame. A
Thank
big
you.
shame.
Brother Edwin, I know you heard about the recent
Yeah,
crap that was
Dr.
going on.
Waller, Dr. Waller, I agree with everything you said except one thing. You said it's not embarrassment. Let me tell you the definition of embarrassment: a feeling of self-consciousness, shame, or awkwardness. So if you're self-conscious, you anticipate stuff. You don't want to be put to shame. You don't want to feel awkward. Example would be if you're going out, you look at your trouser, it's not tear, if it's well pressed so you can be presentable. But what these people are doing is on purpose. It's a fine tool machine for them. They didn't anticipate anything. They will not feel ashamed. They're not cautious of these things because if you're cautious, you implement things, you take steps. My trouser is rumpled. I'm going to press it before I show up to that meeting. I don't want to look like this. So they're not embarrassed. They're not embarrassed. This is how it should be. There's no interruption, like you said, electricity at their homes. They have standby generators at home. Because if they were embarrassed, they would put things into place for it to not even happen. So they're not embarrassed. It's working like what they wanted to work. We can yell, we'll say all these things. Sometimes it's good to put these things out. Again, we need to change the trajectory of that country.
Yeah.
Everywhere.
Yeah.
We're doomed. You just saw the IMF report. We are doomed in our country. We're just moving slowly.
Yeah.
We're just talking all on the internet and stuff. We're doomed. We're retrogressing backward, downward to 4%. We can't even People can't account for $1,600 a month in our country. Not even $1,000. We are $680. So they're not embarrassed that the water. If you think they're embarrassed now, it's working just like the way they wanted to. I'm surprised they don't have lantern over there to tell you the truth. That's what I expected. They put the kerosene in the lantern and stuff. That's what I was expecting
In the
as a
villages.
backup. But yes, exactly. That's what I expected. But no, I'm not surprised at all. I am 0% surprised at this. Zero.
Thank you. Thank you. Brother Miguel, what do you think?
Well, a lot been said, and everything that's been said so far is truthful. Um, I mean, uh, it's not just like Dr. Waller said. It is an embarrassment. But like also Brother Edwin said, um, embarrassment is when you actually know for yourself that something is wrong, but due to the fact that you have not yet understand that something is wrong, then you are naive to your own problems. Um, this is national legislative. This is a powerhouse or a power branch of our government. Let me put it in perspective of Western nations, what they will consider this. Number one, first thing is security. Is a security threat for something like that to happen. This is a power seat of our government sitting in darkness. You know what can happen? There's so many things that can happen in that point of time. Um,
Pastor Kuma, can you mute?
Here for health
Me,
is another thing because from what I read, the place became very hot. Where lawmakers were uncomfortable with the heat and everything that was happening because, of course, Liberia is a hot place. And then you want to tell me that they're going through heat, they're being hit by pure darkness where they can't even find their way around where they're sitting. And all of these things are happening while a section is going on, why an external company, right? Decisions are being presented forth. Now, this external company may be in present at the same time, and this company is from another country because not just steel, of course. I'm very well of them. Let me just say, my company here supports them. Sorry to say, but my company here support
the
ArcelorMittal. We
sedimentar,
do
yeah.
have them as one of our clients. Yeah, they are our client. We call them AMNS. Um, and it's weird that to see that company is actually present at the time, or they're probably watching this thing going on, and they're thinking to themselves, "What are we doing? What are we really doing in this country? If these people are this careless about themselves, why should we care more about them?" That is my thought process on this thing, and I'm so wild by this type of situation happening in our country. This don't happen in other countries. Are you telling me that they don't have backup generators to ensure that the Capitol building always is on at all time? Or there should be some security measures that put in place to make sure that these things don't happen, especially if this thing is being televised and stuff like that? I mean, this is not just an embarrassment, it's a real
Thank you.
catastrophic thing that has happened. And I hope that, we can straighten ourselves out before we get out of place in Liberia.
Thank you.
Yeah, brother. Try the war security come for securing something. That poor
Yeah.
people can sleep with a door open, a window open in Liberia. They don't secure nothing. So that
Let me go to
security thing is a
CEO.
foreign language for them. They're not securing nothing.
CEO, what's your perspective on this? CEO, CEO, I think we have a network issue.
All right, so this is what I was surprised. Um, yeah, can you hear me?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's off and on, but try for us. Go
Can
ahead.
you hear me?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, fine. Just disconnect me, brother. Go ahead.
No, go ahead, go ahead, go. You go. See, we can hear you now.
Oh
Yeah,
no,
I think
just wait.
CEO, you can hear
I
us?
was sure, brother. I'll just get off.
No, no, you don't have to get
Network,
off.
the network is breaking.
It's breaking. Okay. All right, but
You hear me?
hey man, I would love to hear CEO's points on this.
Yeah.
But overall, guys, once you guys have spoken to the whether if the security factor to it, security risk, I saw criminals at work. I saw serious grown-up men there trying to steal and trying to just involve our country, sign some kind of deal that will benefit the president and his own lawmakers. Because the guys work at the will and pleasure. Well, the ministers, the appointees. But, and this is why I'm going to go this route, right? Again, history just repeated itself. Like I said, I was on a Kings FM, and we started speaking on this thing in hindsight. And at that point, I started realizing that before the Capitol building got burned, during the Fanatikofa's regime or tenure, right? A day before, the same power outage, it went off. They say, oh, they trigger behind the building something. Meanwhile, brother Musa, there's always security at those building, at that building rather. Okay? And so what happened when that building got in fire? We look, the fight for our sitting Fanatico fast started. Because the guys couldn't get the number, they started doing all kinds of things. They burned the Capitol building. What did the president say? He went there and said, bunch of hooligans came here and burned the building. Guys, you hear me out though? And that cited all kinds of things, whether it was witch hunt, political witch hunt, all the different chicanery, right? Put it together. At the end of the day, who was at the center of it? Rechekun. This speaking, this current speaker, look, in Liberia. So when we are showing speakers to other countries that Rechekun will go carry to represent, why am I so hard on him? This guy is a criminal, he's a thief. For a country like Liberia to have such a man at the third in command, it's a shame. Okay? Power went out. The next thing, this guy scrambled away because the guys were trying to, the smarter guys in the house at the time were trying to look at the deal Accelerator was trying to present to our people. So they say, no, this cannot pass. The next thing, it came back, Rachel Kun. And this is the same Rachel Kun who fought Kofa, got Kofa out. Now because he want to benefit, he want to work to the will of pleasure, everything to each his own. But before then, our president went to Meta. Say, if I say good work is an understatement, Meta is the best thing that has ever. But go look at the facility in the country, what Meta has provided for our people. Dr. Wallo? Nothing. There's nothing beneficial Meta is doing for our people in this country, for which few lawmakers are saying, let's review this file again. We cannot go by this. What Rachel Kun did, he called the lie off, and everything else went their way. Where is Liberia in this? What are our people supposed to benefit and say yes? But you see, when you got power, when you get power to bunch of non-scores, bunch of crazy fools, and this is what you get. You know, somebody passively was joking with me when they called on the radio, say, oh, Leo, you being too sensitive. I said, no. Everything here is strategic. You go take Mandela Copper, go put her near this guy, and then Mandela Copper is an advisor to the president. Get the president here. What she did, she started loving to the speaker. So for the president Mandela Copper, they advising the speaker now. So the guy can just sit down across the phone and sign any kind of bogus deal. But am I surprised? I'm not surprised. There's the sitting president that when it came to this bogus deal, he supervised it with ease. No record to show for. But anyway, that was my 2 cents I wanted to chime in. If anybody want to take one more minute on this, then we'll go to our closing topic, and then we'll go from there. Anybody just want to
Yeah,
jump in? I'm not going to go into the
yeah. Let me
regular. Yeah.
let me say that the fact that this is not the first time that there is a power outage by the House
In
of
Capital Building?
Representatives. I would not think that it happened because they didn't want Liberians to see what they did with the Excelamita deal. This is just complete negligence and poor management. You know, we shouldn't give them the satisfaction for for us to even think that they were trying to hide something. That's why there was no power in our building.
That's what they
This was
did,
not the
Dr. Wallo.
first. There was not the first time. That was the third in few weeks. So every time there was a power outage, there was something they were trying to hide. The people don't have no conscience for them to hide anything.
Dr. Wallo, you got
I
to know
agree.
the mind of a criminal.
You know, well, I'm not a
I,
criminal, so I don't want to know the mind of a criminal. But I'm saying, I'm saying to you that is complete negligence. The president delivers the State of the Nation address tomorrow,
Yeah, so now.
and there's a power outage at the place he's supposed to deliver that the speech, the place he's supposed to address the Liberian people, and people will consider it to be where they were trying to hide something. I don't want to buy into that conspiracy theories. These
Yeah,
people, these people have no good management. They are not leaders. They are politicians. They win because they had more votes, not because they were more qualified, because they had more votes. Okay, that's why they won. They have proven nothing so far to prove that they were deserving of the opportunity that have been given by Liberian people.
thank you.
Power outage at the seat of our governance, and we all think that Musa was right. Musa was right when he said that if it was in the Western world, we first of all equate it to a security issue, right? Because that's where our national leaders are. If anything happens to that building, that is bringing our entire government down. Oh, Liberia, why we play with things like this? Why we treat important things so casual? That's why we don't go anywhere. That's why we don't go anywhere, because we don't see the importance of these positions that we give to people.
Thank you. Thank you. Anybody? Musa, Edwin?
well, I'm a conspiracy theorist to a certain extent, but I'll have to agree with Dr. Water on here. I think it's a negligence because these people have been doing so much blatant corruption all our life. What would they try to hide something and try to look good right now? Like, if they can just do it in the open. If these people can go and argue about getting paid $8,000, what the regular Liberian people can even feed themselves, and think it's a good thing, it reflect good on them. They can buy $1.2 million bulletproof car, and the thing is a good thing. Why would these people go and say because we try to sign this dude, we want to hire someone, we want to look better, we want to turn it light? I think it's negligent. Like sometimes you just call it spade a spade. The current just went off. That's what happened. That's exactly what happened. It's a negligence.
Yep.
Nothing else. I'm not thinking about nothing else.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you. I saw my brother Musa. You want to chime in on this before we go to the next topic?
Yes. So what I can say is, based on everything that has been said, um, my understanding would be the same thing as Pastor Wallow did, and the same thing um, as
Edwin.
Brother Edwin just said. You know, it is complete negligence of not even caring about the country. Neither are they even caring about themselves. They don't even, maybe, I don't know, to their own mindset, that the power that they hold within the country is not taken into seriousness. Do you know what will happen if an entire legislative branch of a country is something happens to them all at once? It would be such a major catastrophic issue or problem for that country. There will be something, any single branch of the government that breaks down completely. in a trilateral government usually has a result in a major issue. I mean, we should know this. We saw this happen a few years ago when they stormed the Capitol here, and
Yeah.
you saw how crazy things went immediately. So that's completely possible, and for them to have just ignore it as if it was just a normal thing, and it has become a normal thing because, as Dr. Waller just said, it has happened before. So this has now become a normal thing, and they're okay with it. Power outage going on, and no one's caring. Um, I'm just surprised and quite astonished by the fact that no one's taking it serious, because things like this can be advantages for other people.
I know.
People who might want to cause problem.
Thank you.
So
Thank you, guys.
that's my take on it.
Thank you. Once again, let me say big thanks to our listening audience via Facebook, social media, YouTube. This is a podcast of Action Required Media where we educate, entertain. But please, please, guys, share our show, share and like our show. Also, we look forward to reading your comments. So just don't watch, but whatever ideas you want to contribute, even if you want to be a guest on our show, just throw in the comment and we will find you, we'll reach you out and bring you on here. Again, thank you. So this is gonna be the last topic for the day. I will start with my brother Edwin here. Uh, so your current VP uh, uh, went to Grange there. There's a clinic, excuse me, that the former president, Excellency Dr. George Manuwia, named in honor of the previous president in SKD in Samikedo, right? I think it's called the Samikedo Hospital. So I stand to be corrected. But for some reason, Richie Kung, Richie, yeah, Richie Kung, right? No, Richie Kung is speaker, but Jeremiah Kung, I get it. That is still cool anyway.
Now you gotta get our VP being correct.
Jeremiah Kung went to Grand Jire and changed the name that was placed there by the previous government. I want you to speak to that, Edwin. I want you to take your time in 2 minutes. Just speak on that, Dr. Wallo, and then Musa and I can go from there.
Yeah, brother. Like, if you notice me on this show, I'm a big idea person. I
Yeah.
don't care for the petty stuff to tell you the truth, because if the country is being semi-run like it should, you should have a lot of big hospital over there in the country that nobody will care for a little hospital name being transposed in
Mm.
Grand Juda County. So it's petty to me. It's minor stuff. I don't see it. I don't care. I know you want me to go out left there, but I don't care. I'm a big
Thank
ideas
you.
person. I want the whole country to be benefited. I want LU to be LU. I want school fees to go down. I want people to go to school. I don't care what comes door in the backwater of Grand Juda. I don't give. I don't care. I read it done.
Thank you, Musa. I don't know if you follow this story. Your current VP in Liberia went to
Yeah.
Grand Jide, changed the name of the hospital. Was placed there by the previous government. What's your take on that?
I mean, my take on it is quite. It's not extensive like Edwin just said. It's the same thing. It's just so. Um, it is so petty, because if from what I've studied about this hospital, it was a project that was initialized by the former government.
Yeah.
If it's a project that was initialized by the former government, they have already decided. That's one thing that government should always watch out and avoid doing. If the former government is putting something in place, and certain things have already set certain things in place, when you come in to take over, you want to just take off from where they left off and continue the process and finish it. It's not the fact of trying to grab credit, or trying to grab some sort of self gratification from it. It should always be about just continuing the process to finish it. If the process is a good process, especially if it's something good like a hospital, come on, it's just a hospital. Continue it, finish it, and then get it going. You can also start your process. You can take another hospital and build it somewhere else. I mean, like brother Edwin just said, you know how many hospitals we need in Liberia? Liberia has a bad health system. Let me just give a little scenario. Yeah, a few years ago, a niece of mine went to Liberia. Very sad story. She went to Liberia. She, um, why they were driving, she and one of her cousins going somewhere, they had an accident, very bad accident. And this little girl sat there in a wheelchair. What they do, wheel her to the hospital. She sat there in a wheelchair until she died because no one cared about her. Someone who was born in the United States here, you know,
Wow.
went to Liberia, had no idea about the country, went there to only give some help because she was good. She was going to be working with the EPA here in the U.S. So she was planning on doing something in, her parents' motherland, to go and give some sort of advice on environmental protection, and
Yeah.
ended up dying over something so simple. Basic car accident that she had, and all they needed to do was take care of her, and they couldn't do it because they didn't even have the facility to be able to handle it. Nurses were walking past her the whole time while she was sitting there, weak and passing out. And then they're doing such little petty things over hospital names, and not even thinking about the greater picture. Because you know what? I think Liberians, or Liberians, or leadership within Liberia, have petty minds and little tiny minds. They think about themselves so much that they cannot see the bigger picture. The bigger picture is not you. The bigger picture is the future of your country. I don't know how government in this country act this way. You are not going to live forever. Someone else have to take. Your children are going to live in this country. As you destroy this country, you're destroying it for them. You may think because you're making money right now that everything is going to be perfect, oh holly jolly, but
Yeah.
something may happen where they will lose all of that and you're back to zero. How do you secure their future? You secure their future by building it now. You don't secure their future. I mean, uh, and me, like I said, when I come on this show, I'm going to speak. Let's put it in the perspective of America. Why does America do things like Dr. Wallace said earlier? Why do they look at their mistakes that they made and prepare for the future? It's because if we make a mistake today, we are ready to face it tomorrow. We will not make that same mistake twice. We will face it tomorrow and fix it, even if it causes us to take out something that will make us to feel some pain, just to make sure that to ensure that that thing never happens again. We'll ensure that. But you want to tell me that Liberia is a country that they don't care if it happens today, it should happen tomorrow, it should happen day after tomorrow. I mean, we're already seeing it. Look at the pattern. You have already said it. The Capitol building having several outages. Those are patterns of not caring about the future of something. So if we are so much worried about, I mean, sitting there to go change names of hospitals that have already been planned, come on, it's unnecessary. If former President Weah had dedicated a hospital that he's decided to build, support his idea. He's not. It's not something that he's going to carry with him to the grave. It's not something that he can do anything with. It's a hospital. It's a government hospital. It will be there for years that other governments will use. It would not be his personal. So what's the problem?
Thank you.
Yeah, Dr. Waller, I don't want to interrupt you real quick. Why don't we have a hairline for once? Coon requires more bed for JFK Hospital. We never have hairline like this in Liberia. Not once. Politician request to lower that pay by half. We never had these. None of these hairline never come up. It's just one nonsense to nonsense. Go ahead, Dr. Waller.
Thank you, Dr. Wallo.
And the day I see headlines like that, I will question its authenticity.
I
but
agree.
look, uh, Musa, you spoke well, man, and I'm really really happy that you are on the show. You know, when Edwin came on, I was really excited about Edwin's ideas and his articulation, and I'm really excited and happy for you joining us today, and I really encourage you to come on, and let's continue to talk about these issues. I feel your passion for our country. I see your heart. It's in the right place. And I agree with Edwin. that we should be talking about big ideas. But my brother Edwin, the reason we are talking about it is because it is done by the government. If it were you or me or someone else that did it, who cares? Okay, when we say government is continuity, that's exactly what we are talking about, right? But again, people have to put the politics in it, right? VP Kuhn and President Barker, they both, and a lot of Liberians know the kind of relationship that the late President Samuel Kayando had with President Weah. In fact, Granjinians consider President Weah to be the heir of, the former President Samuel Kayando. There has never been a national election, a presidential election, where President Weah is on the ballot as a presidential candidate and Granjinians vote for someone else. Never. It has never happened. Granjinians see President Weah as the son of President Doe. So I'm thinking that when President Weah decided to start this hospital, he said, well, I'm going to do it in honor of the only president that came from out of this county. I will name it in honor of him. Nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that. But why this current administration have changed from Samuel Kayando Memorial Hospital to Grand Judea County Hospital is because of politics. They don't want to give him a political credit. They don't want to acknowledge the relationship the former president had with the late president. And so what they did, they want to distance him from this project. They want to distance him. They don't want anything he have done to ever suffix now and in the future. That's politics. That is so petty, right? It's so pathetic that it's not even worth discussing. But when our national leaders do these things, the Liberian people needs to be told that they shouldn't celebrate stuff like that, right? They shouldn't see that as progress. Because to be honest with you, when I read a story, I was thinking, what did Granjinians say? What was the reaction or the response of Granjinians, most especially Granjinians leaders? What do they say when they scrape off the name of the only president that came from Adada County from this hospital? What is their response? Do they accept it? Do they ask for it? Do they request it? What is their response to that? Because to be honest with you, it takes nothing from President Weah. Nothing. He's still President Weah. He still be who he is. He is still going about his life. It takes nothing away from him. It is not even a disgrace to him, but it just reflects on who we are. Well, we don't just think about it. If President Bouaka leaves the presidency today or tomorrow, and then there was a building that was in honor of his name, and another president did that to him, how will he feel? How will Lofians feel?
Thank you.
So this is so pathetic that we shouldn't expect these kind of things from our leaders. We are talking because these things are being done by our leaders, the president and the vice president. That's why we are talking about it. But if it were me that did it, who cares? If it were you, who cares? Nobody.
Thank you.
But it just indicates how we make decisions. All of our decisions are all political. Nothing.
Thank you.
Nothing substantial. Nothing to build institution. It all political. That's why it don't go anywhere. Okay, that's why it doesn't go anywhere because they are all political decisions.
Thank you. So let me make my point, and then we'll do our round. We were closing, and we'll call it a day. But let me ask us a question here. It was just a couple of months ago, this president and his vice president claimed to have dug up the remains of the previous president to have a burial, right? I mean, if I'm wrong, you correct me.
It was the former president's family.
It was the former president family, but this president championed it. He claimed to have dug up the remain, for which the men who even buried those remains, I mean, got rid of that president, said, we grind it, they criminated, they tore it apart, it was dust. But this president, even if it were the family that went to him and said, oh, our husband been died, our father been died, they dead for the X amount of years, we want to dig him back. Where were the remains? Where's the proof? You spent, I mean, chunk amount of money on that process to claim to you want to memorialize the former president. Wasted all that money. But this is the same president. No, let me tell you something, right? You see, and I always say this, Liberians to some extent, very, very few, but Liberians to some extent, we are not transgenerational thinkers. No. A man comes, he lives, he dies, is done, nada, no remembrance, right? Because we don't know how to preserve legacy. When it comes to legacy preservation, no. But the most sorry part of it, what will make a Jeremiah Kun wanting to go into Grand Jire to take out a name that had been placed there by the former president. And somebody will say, oh, Leo, you're being too political. Yes, the action in itself tells me it's a it's a witch hunt. Like we've all alluded to. What dare you take up when I name you go there, you won't score political points in, but there are ramifications to those things. Because what you're telling me now, oh, the former president can come back, which of course we are preparing him to come back to take seat, and now watch what he will do. What presidents are we sending? Look at the optics. You go after my project, now is my time. And I hate to drag this there. Look at what's happening to even the former the former wife, the former first lady of the country. In Claire Marie Taylor, I mean Claire Marie Owia. This president is going after her. And you tell me, say, oh, I'm being too political. Yes. Because every action is telling me that this guy has an agenda. Okay, you know Musami Donina. You left from way in Nimba country, where you are not even known for. But you're going to go sow seeds of discord and one brethren. Tell me if that's not how a civil war starts. No, I want somebody to tell me that that's not. No, that doesn't open the door for civil war. Because right now, as I'm talking to you, look, Dr. Wallo, we are in chat rooms, right? I mean, you were here, you just saw Dennis Jack call me. Not to blow my own horns. There are places we've been able to insert ourselves that we can gather information. Right now, as I'm sitting to talk to you, we are calming tensions down when it comes to the Grand Jira issue. Seriously. The chairman for the chairman for the youth wing, and I'm on social media saying this. They are saying they don't even want Jeremiah Kun to go back again. This is exactly what we dare him to come back here again. And this is a sitting VP. So when people, like my fellow panelists, no disrespect, no, it should concern you. Don't say it don't concern me. We have like families in Liberia. But at the end of the day, this is who they voted for. And Prince Sharif can also say what you voted for is what you get. So anything that would destabilize the peace of our country, it is my responsibility to speak to it any given chance I have. But I just thought to sound this way. Next week we will speak on the Claire Marie we are issue, and we'll go from there. So let's do a round. It's been a very good show. I really enjoyed. I wish CEO would have been here. to end up in our closing. But let's do our closing. Again, Mr. Miguel, I'm so thrilled, man. I'm so happy having you here. Like Dr. Wallo said, my man, please don't be a stranger. You are one of the original builder of this institution of this podcast. So please come and help us, man. Come and be around. It's a public call I'm making to you, brother. Please do your closing, Edwin, Dr. Wallo, and I will do the closing. It's been a very good show. Thank you, Musa.
Yes, definitely. Like you've said, there's so many things that I would like to see in our country. There's so many things that changes that I would like to do. I mean, the most important thing is enhancing the mindset of our people. It's not so much, there's a statement that says, you know, uh, give me fish and I will live for today, but teach me how to fish and I will live for 1,000 years. And they're
Mm.
right. I mean, it's time that Liberians learn how to fish on their own. It's time for our people to be enhanced in their minds so that they can, so that when we are choosing leaders or we are doing things, we are looking at the future of that prospect that we are taking or that decision that we are making. That if this decision I make it today, is it beneficial just for today? Or does it benefit me later on? Because the later on is what hurts the most. It's not the current. Because currently you may have some pleasure for a few moments, but then that moment is gone, and then you're hit now with the later on, which then lasts a longer time than what you had initially. So I think the enhancing the mindset of our people to think about the future before every decision is made, we think about the future. Our leaders need to learn this as much. Every decision that they make are decisions that may hurt their great grandkids, their grandkids tomorrow. They may not see it as important today, but those decisions are decisions that cause us to be where we are today. These behavior, a lot of people say that for me, I haven't lived long enough to say I know all of these things from Liberia, but these are things that our parents talk about. That these were things that caused what we had today in Liberia, what happened today in Liberia, why we are today, when Liberia was once at its top and now is at its bottom. So I think that our mindset should be always thinking about how we can better our future, because then the next generation betters on top of that. And that's how you build a sustainable and better future for your people that you don't reverse. But if you think only of today, then we are going to be in the same shoes every time over and over. It's just going to be a rotating circle. So, in my closing, I just hope that we as Liberians can put it in our minds as to what we need and what really we need for our future, and build on that, and stop thinking about today, because today is not giving us anything.
Thank you, Mr.
Thank
Miguel.
you.
Thank you. Brother Paul.
Yeah, thank you guys. And Brother Musa, we really appreciate you being here. If you have time, I'll actually, like Dr. Wallace said, would love for you to be here. Your important voice. We're building something here, so we need all the eloquence, so we can provide, because we're providing feedback for the country. Unlike other people, we're not partisan based. We're just prescribing a solution for the country. In reference to the Jeremiah Cohen situation, nothing's gonna happen, Mr. Montgomery, about being afraid for your family, another war, nothing. I'm married into the Doe family. I know exactly what's going on over there, but it's no issue to me. It's some factions that are against Doe within the Grand Judah, people that are using him so they can score some goals in Grand Judah. So I know exactly what's going on. I'm in the household here. My brother's married to Doe people directly. So I'm in a family, so nothing's gonna happen. So it's just people using that political closeness for the Grand Jury side, trying to use their Coon so they can score some points with our people locally. That's what it is. Exactly is. Um, we've been screaming for business opportunity on this podcast, and we've been screaming for leaders. I'm just gonna cry out. I don't know. Do we have one person in the diaspora in Liberia anywhere that can look at Liberia right now and go stare in the face of corruption and trying to change that country and put it on the right path of course? Because with these people, these set of people that we're dealing with, these ingrained corrupt people that's translucent, transferable to the genes, the kids. We're dealing with congenital corruption in our country. We have to overturn it. Is that not a bomb in Gilead that will kill the wounded? Like we need somebody in Liberia. We need to stop talking about these people. Nothing will happen. These people mindset, they're not on these things. They're not thinking about tomorrow. A least leader, like a least leader attitude, they have to think 10 years in advance. But real leaders think 100 years in advance. People can pass tomorrow. You worry about security. Why would these people be worried about security? What they get to lose? People got any valuables in the country? What do they have to lose? Like I said, only poor people can sleep with a door open over there and enjoy the breeze. When the road come over, he's gonna steal. The people don't have anything to lose. They don't own anything. They can't create anything. They don't have anything to lose. So they're not worried about security. They're not worried about anybody overthrowing it. It's just the same thing over and over. So we need help. The country needs help. Because we'll talk about all these different individuals over and over, and nothing will happen. We need to stir in the whole. We need the whole reshaping of that country. We ready to do. Thank you, guys.
Thank you, Brother Paul. Dr. Wallo.
And thank you, Pastor Kruma, for the moderation. It was great. I think we had a great show. Musa, thank you very much. Edwin, my brother, thank you as well. My closing will, I just want to point out, I wanted to ask the CEO, he's in Liberia, whether he was going to be at the State of the Nation address tomorrow. I think we should, use this coming Sunday to be able to actually analyze the president's speech to the country. I don't know if the CEO can interview some Liberians to hear their own, their responses to what the president will say to the country tomorrow. I think Liberia is in a very hard place. This administration is yet to prove that they can change things around, most especially when it comes to the Liberian economy, to provide a private sector that will provide jobs for Liberians. They are yet to do that. We haven't seen any plan yet that is being, preferred or that is being suggested from this administration. I'm looking forward to the president actually detailing his plans, his legislative plans for the next year. And I'm hoping that we can see, a plan for growth, for job creation. Liberian youth, Liberians need jobs like they need it now. If we want to deal with the issue of poverty, handouts is not going to call it. You have to give people the opportunity to work. Okay, we that are from Liberia that are here in the United States, at least me, when I was given the opportunity to work and make money for myself, that was, a huge change factor in my life. There are Liberians, they are at my age today that have never had the opportunity to work in their lives. We need to change that. That is not life. The government should be serious about people's lives. Okay, if you cannot change it, then get out of the way. People that can do it, let them step in and do it. So I'm looking forward to that, and I'm hoping that the CEO can, do some interviews so that our show on Sunday, analyzing the president's speech, would be, it would be balanced. So, but it was a good show. Thank you.
Thank you again. Let me say thanks to my fellow panelists here. Of course, CEO is watching. I want to say, CEO, thank you for the opportunity. And you've heard Pastor Wallo's suggestion. I will also re-echo that make every space available to attend the president's sona, at least to provide us feedback that we have talking points. Let me say big thanks to my brother Edwin, as usual. It's always good to see you here, Mr. McGill. Again, you've heard it from our fellow panelists here. You're welcome. Your ideas are well taken. Let me also say Look, every time I'm given a platform, whether it's here, somewhere else, and I'm speaking on Liberia, it's all because I want the best for the country. Okay, I don't want few politicians to come and sit there and play with the lives of the people. Liberia deserve better. After almost 20 years of civil war fighting, to this generation of young folks, all they remember right now is the stories of Liberia and criminality and nothing good. Healthcare is poor, education is poor, security is poor, livelihood for the people is poor. So when some of us sit on platform and sound the way we sound, yeah, we just don't want to be, I mean, supporting party, but we want the people. If look, like I always said, if this president, this current regime decide to do good by the people, I support this regime. So let it not be that, oh, the man, you always know. But we want the best for the people. Like people too deserve better. When will the children go sit down and say yes, at least they were able to eat at least some kind of 3 square meal? Somebody will say, man, that wishful thinking. But Labrador too deserve better. Up until next week, we thank you again. Please share and like our show. We look forward to having you go next Sunday. Good night. Goodbye. Guys, please log out from your side and I will cut it off from my side here. Thank you. It's been a good show. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.